You know, I'm in here today with my right-hand man, Sharp.
Yes, sir.
And we have decided to sit down with the legend.
It's epic.
J Diggs.
Hey.
In the building.
Whoa.
How you
Appreciate
doing, man?
y'all having me, man.
And introduce us to your right-hand man here.
Big
My
Don.
big homie, Big Don, man.
Yeah.
Romper Room gang, man.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, very, very nice to have you in here. How you living?
Pretty good, man. I can't complain, man. Just appreciate the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was the tour?
It's still going, but it's been good so far. I just got out of Kansas City,
Yeah.
Tulsa. Running around. I'm everywhere. I got to be in Seattle tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'll do it.
You got another show out there?
I got some promo video shoot. All.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How was it being in Kansas City? That had to be a little.
Oh, it's always, bro. That's one thing about it. They love us out there, man.
Yeah.
I get a turnout out of this world anytime I go through Kansas City, bro. That's one of them spots, man. That over the last for me it's been since probably about 2006, probably like 06 when my movement started out there, and it's been gravy since. Yeah, they went crazy. We had that thing filled up.
That's live right there. What you got next on the list? Where you going? Give us a couple dates.
Yeah, I got Kansas City. I got Seattle. From Seattle, I'm heading down to Portland. Portland, Oregon. I got a show in Portland. From there, I'm headed be back in California. I got to open up my hair shop. I got a brand new hair shop I'm opening up in Sacramento, a hair studio. So I'm doing that.
What kind of hair shop we talking there?
It's a hair studio. You know what I mean? It's just barbershop
Okay.
slash hair shop for women too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's in Sacramento.
So you got
nice though,
salon
upscale,
going.
real upscale though. It's real nice.
She's on the upscale
Yeah,
man.
real upscale.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's how you constantly keep them coming through
Yeah,
the
you're
door.
gonna feel like royalty. When you pulling that thing, you're gonna feel like royalty. You're gonna feel like royalty when you step in that shop. You're gonna, yeah.
I like it. Hey, so let me ask you this. Since it's the first time that we ever sat down, can we lay the story of the early days of J Diggs before we get into more current
Definitely.
events and whatnot?
Definitely.
For sure. So, tell us a little bit about where you're coming from and
That
everything.
good old Vallejo. I want to know about it.
Yeah, 707 man on mine. So this has been a story that's been told several times. So a lot of people that do know me will know it. But for the people that don't know me, my home is the Bay Area, 707, Vallejo, California, the Crest to be exact.
Yeah.
My movement is up under Mac Dre. You feel me? That's the Thiz Entertainment movement, which used to start it off as Romp Records, turned into Thiz Entertainment.
Yeah.
I might be one of the only people old enough to remember the Romper Room, the original show that you guys named it after, because that shit was some old. Even when I was a kid, I remember it was kind of already on the way out.
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of the children's TV show.
Yeah, exactly, and that's where it came from. From that show, that's where the name came from originally. And so as far as our crews, Dre was a Bay Area pioneer. He put out albums, and his first album was what, 89. He dropped his first album in 89.
And so you knew about him. Like, let's slow it down a little bit. Like, so when you were a young kid, like, where were you at even when you found out about Mac Dre? Or was he just always kind of in your line of sight?
Vallejo, California. So Dre went to Hogan High School, and he went to high school with some of my other cuddies.
So you guys about the same age, or are you a bit
Dre
younger?
a year older than me.
Okay.
Dre's a year older.
So you're in high school at the same time, but he's at a different high school?
Yeah, I went to Vallejo High. He went to Hogan High.
Okay.
And my cuddies, actually my little cousin Kilo, Don and them, they went to school with him. And Don, you went to Vallejo with me too. So I met Dre after them. They brought Dre to the neighborhood, which is our neighborhood, the Crest. You feel me? And I met Dre through my little cousin Kilo. Just being at Kilo house. And Dre was at the time. Dre was really on his rap shit. That's what he wanted to do. He was rapping, but he was in the streets too. Dre grind. He was doing all this. This was in the crack area. You feel me? So everybody wanted a piece of that pie. And our neighborhood, that's what our neighborhood was. Our neighborhood was a block. You feel me? So when I met Dre, he was really in his early years. I want to be on this rap. What I mean? He was rapping his ass off, and the crew was supporting him. You know what I mean? Everybody was behind him. The crew, the neighborhood was behind Dre at the time. Yeah. And so he was doing talent shows and doing like that. And then he had met with some of my other homeboys that was in the game. Renard, I'm gonna give a shout out Renard and Drip that was in the game, and he hooked up with a famous producer from our area. His name was Kyrie. Kyrie played all the instruments and all that. Yeah. And they hooked up together. They started a label together. And at the time, it was Young Black Brother Records. What was before? What story? We started with before. Well, it started at Romp Records, and then Strictly Business, and then went over. So Strictly Business. That's what it was. Strictly Business first, and then went over to Romp Records. I mean, over to Young Black Brother Records after we went to jail. So we ended up catching a case in 1992. Dre ended up catching a case with me. He ended up being my co-defendant.
But how did you end up actually working with him or doing music with him, or did you guys unite on more of a street level at first?
He was the rapper first. I was rapping too, but he was the rapper first.
Like you said, he got brought over to the neighborhood one day. And voila.
He was the rapper. That was always his passion. You feel me? I rap too. I was in the game. I rap too. But I wasn't the rapper, you know what I mean? So we had other dudes in the crew that rap too, but I wasn't the rapper. I was doing music. I did talent shows. I did all type of. But Dre, we knew Dre was the dude. We knew that was the dude. He was the spokesman for the crew.
Yeah.
You feel me?
It seems different though down where y'all from. Like it ain't gangs, it's blocks.
Yeah, it's
everybody
neighborhoods.
Crews, it's neighborhoods.
It's neighborhoods.
They don't really like gang bang. You know what I'm saying? It's families.
It's not a Crip and Blood thing in the Bay Area, bro. It's where you from, what city you from, what neighborhood you from in that city.
Yeah.
And that's what it always been, bro. You know, we had to, for years, it's crazy because for years, bro, we had to really, you know, we one of the few neighborhoods that's a real neighborhood that don't got that. We had to fight that out our hood for years, our section, the Bay Area, you know, we went through a lot. And it wasn't like the flags didn't come down there. They used to try to come down there flagging and doing all that. Yeah. But it was up to us as the older OGs. Even my son, them, you know, we had to jump out on them at one time. Like, hey, nah, we not doing that out here. Don't
really
start that.
Bloods and Crips were trying to take over blocks over there, and the blocks
so
kind
of trying to take over, just the following.
The influence.
The influence. You know, everybody seeing it. Everybody want to be part of it. Everybody got a cousin from somewhere. They come down to the neighborhood, and he hanging in the neighborhood now. So we had times where the neighborhood had to go through make sure that, you know, that this don't get took over. You know, it was one of them things. But here to this day, the Bay Area has never been known for Crips and Bloods. It's always been a neighborhood thing.
Even though they'll say cousin, but
yeah, but
no, it's not
in the same sentence, in the same damn sentence.
Yeah, in the same sentence.
It's true. Very confusing sometimes. I need everybody to check out NoJumper.com. We officially started a blog. It has in-depth articles about current events, music, etc., plus all of our content in terms of podcasts, interviews, etc. And you can get some exclusive new merch if you check out NoJumper.com. So make sure you tap in.